Joining me now is the man himself, Tejasvi Surya, Bengaluru South MP. Thank you, Surya, for your time. You have raised some very important points on the kind of neglect our cities are facing today, particularly with respect to Bengaluru. As an MP, as a fitness enthusiast, also as a resident of the city, why do you feel this decline in urban infrastructure is rather steep when it comes to Bengaluru, and where do you think the solution lies?
Thank you so much, Vasudha, for considering this issue important enough to be highlighted on the prime time today evening. Because our cities deserve more attention, more public attention, more media attention, more attention from the authorities and political leaders than they currently do. Today we had the TCS Bengaluru World 10K run. This is the only gold label World Athletics event in Asia. We had more than 40,000 people participate in this run today. And celebrity runners from across the country and across the world were here to participate. This truly is a flagship event that contributes to brand Bengaluru. But unfortunately, what was supposed to be a seamless 10-kilometer run that people could enjoy, that people had looked forward to, turned out to be an obstacle race of sorts with people, especially senior citizens, and the people in the disabled category who were on wheelchairs being completely left for the whims of the potholed roads. I myself saw so many of them trying to navigate the potholes and getting hurt in the process, spraining their ankles, and some even being supported through ambulances. This is extremely unfortunate. And the entire race, mind you, Vasudha, happened in the central business district, the MG Road, Lavelle Road, the main area, the Cubbon Road of Bangalore, which is supposedly the better of the, other roads in the city.
Right.
And every corner there were garbage dumps. The road leading to the Sankey, the Alsur Lake was stinking. Is this the brand Bengaluru that we must portray to the world?
Right.
It is extremely unfortunate that the city has been reduced to this. If the best part of the city is of this condition, Vasudha, you can only imagine the condition of the rest of the city.
Right.
Now, as far as what needs to be done, first and foremost, since the last 2.5, 3 years, Bengaluru does not have an elected corporation. And the state government and the MLAs here, especially, the ruling party, does not seem to be keen to hold the elections in time and give Bengaluru the most important tier of governance, that is the municipal governance.
Right.
So first and foremost, I think we need to get the elections going for the corporations in Bengaluru. And I have decided that in the coming parliament session, I will also urge the government of India to consider an amendment to the municipal, for the 73rd and 74th amendment of the constitution and mandating that elections have to be constitutionally and compulsorily held for the municipal bodies, just like it is held for the assemblies and the parliament.
But
it's an extremely...
Surya, so there's no elected council since 2020 is a very valid point. Also the fact that, the decline in urban infrastructure is rather steep. But Surya, also tell me, a lot of these problems are legacy problems, because I remember having the same discussion with you even during Mr. Bomai's time. So would you say that successive governments have also failed to ensure that the voice of the civic society, which is actually very strong in Bengaluru, has in some ways remained unheard?
Absolutely. I am not going to make this a BJP or a Congress issue. The reason it becomes, the Congress party should be held accountable today is because they are in government today. But the issue is, like you said, far steeper and far more institutional. The response also has to be, therefore, institutional. Which is why we need to have regular and timely elections for our municipal corporations, one. Second, the corporation structure itself needs to be reimagined. We have a structure in place where the mayor is a ceremonial post, and the tenure of the mayor is, earlier was just 1 year. And half of that would go in, ribbon cutting and, government functions and holidays, and the rest of the time, even if the mayor were to undertake a visit of one ward per day, Bengaluru has 198 wards. So
Right.
it is just simply impossible. Second, this government has completely failed to appoint important functionaries to critical bodies. For example, the Bengaluru Metropolitan Land Transport Authority, which was actually constituted during the Bommai government, is left headless. The last 2.5 years, we don't have a chairman for this authority, which is supposed to be the most important authority to coordinate land infrastructure, which includes road transport in the city. It is left vacant.
Right.
So I'm just giving you one example of how our important institutions in the city that are supposed to be in charge for the city's governance, in charge for the city's infrastructure, is left completely headless and rudderless.
Okay. My last question to you, Surya, there's also this criticism that a large number of vanity projects or, projects that actually get a lot of attention are being given importance, the marquee projects, high-cost projects, and cities' basic infrastructure like roads, drainage, and public transport are being neglected. Would you see that's also the case?
Absolutely, because the money for the politicians who are ruling the state today is in these big-ticket vanity projects. World over, Vasudha, not in one city, but multiple cities, it has been proven beyond doubt that more roads, whether it is elevated roads or tunnel roads, is not the solution for congestion. We must be investing every single rupee, every single taxpayer money on mass rapid transport systems. But the government here wants to build tunnel roads. And at what cost? Astronomical costs. And the DPRs are being made by organizations who are blacklisted in other cities. Cut and paste DPRs are being produced just because there are large kickbacks for the people in power. Right. How long can we continue? How long can we tolerate this? This morning, Vasudha, I'm telling you, I was so frustrated and angry, not as a public representative alone, but primarily as a citizen of the city, because the city deserves better.
Right.
Just one 10-kilometer stretch of the outer ring road contributes to 70% of the country's software exports. And every single day, people struggle 2.5-3 hours every day to navigate that 10-kilometer stretch. Not one single metro line till today has ever been completed on the committed deadline.
Right.
Every year, there is a bloody economy in laying the roads in a bad way, which will inevitably result in potholes in a few months. And then through the year, you keep asphalting and re-asphalting the roads because the contractor, the bureaucrat, the politician makes bloody money out of this.
Okay. Several important questions that you've raised, Surya. Thank you so much for joining us and also for highlighting those points. Thank you so much for joining us.